why we should stay the same. Diesel fuel is cool. As a mechanical engineer, hold on, can we restart? Oh, okay. Agenda. As we go through, the first thing that we will be presenting is how and where is what the mechanical engineers will be doing. The second thing is environmental, and it will talk about the things that biodiesel does to the environment. Then next off is financial, and then it will be talking about different things and cost of our fuel, and then we go on to government regulations and programs. Then we go to advantages and disadvantages. How and where diesel fuel is made.
Diesel fuel is extracted from the ground first by a huge machine that pumps air through and brings it up with the air pressure.
Next off, the crude oil is sent to a refinery to be made into crude oil, to be made into diesel fuel.
When the diesel fuel is condensed, it goes into a gas, and the heavy part sinks to the bottom of what is called a hydrocracker. And the diesel fuel is made of the smaller parts up at the top.
Diesel fuel, the crude oil is, the diesel fuel is made from the heavier parts of crude oil, and the crude oil that has more hydrocarbon in it.
Tons of chemicals are added in the mixing process, so the chemicals will mix up and be able to be put into an engine.
I'm sorry, I didn't
Diesel
get
fuel
to
is made, when diesel fuel is finished and made, it is sent off to a gas station or an energy source.
The diesel fuel's the diesel's exhaust causes pollution.
It is filled with waste products, but those waste products can empty landfills, which indeed can cause us to get more money so that we don't have to build more landfills and pollute the earth.
Diesel causes 15,000 deaths a year, but that's only like 0.3% of the amount caused by smoking.
Diesel increases asthma symptoms, but most people are born with asthma, therefore it's not doing as much harm as it could be.
Diesel causes global warming, but not near as much as the regular gasoline would.
The buses buy 277,000 gallons of diesel fuel
Our district has 162 total buses to be able to transport all of the children at our schools.
The amount of money that diesel fuel is, well, the amount of money that buses are allowed to spend on diesel fuel is precisely $1 million.
The total we spend every year using diesel fuel is $974,000.
If we switch to a new fuel, we will have to buy either new buses or new engines. The cost of a new bus is a little over $70,000. So if we get all new buses, then we're going to be spending $11,340,000.
And then diesel, just buses in general, they cost so much because of the engines. So we found that the engine could be maybe a little over 40,000, maybe 50,000, depending on, your type of fuel or whatever. And we did the math down here. As Tyra said before, it would be $11,340,000. That's if we bought new buses. If we bought new engines, it would probably be somewhere around in the 9 millions. We found that we took the amount of gallons that we have for the school buses each year, and we multiplied it by the cost of 1 gallon for ethanol, and then we added that with the cost for what it would be for a new bus, and we subtracted that from the budget, and we found that if we switch to E85, we will be $11,171,000 over the budget, which would not be good for our school. Plus, the cost of food will also rise because E85, it's made with corn, and that could make the agriculture, your crops, those prices could increase. And then that's it being about $3 a gallon. We also found that methanol burns about 2 times faster than like a diesel or regular gasoline. That's why it's priced so cheap. So we figured that we would have to double the amount of gallons because it burns about twice as fast. We would have to multiply that by $1.34 because that is the approximate cost that diesel will cost for the 2012 year. Then we added that with the cost for brand new buses, and we subtracted that from the budget, and we found that their fuel would end up being over budget as well. It would be $100,071, and that's. Then we went over to biodiesel, and we took the total amount of gallons, we multiplied that by the price of their fuel, which we found to be roughly $2.50. We added the cost of brand new buses, and we subtracted that from the budget, and we found that to be $11,032,500. And then we went a little deeper, and we found that diesel, although it costs a cent more, it emits 11% more energy than biodiesel.
If we stay with diesel, we will be $26,000 under the budget. And diesel fuel is $2.51 a gallon.
I'll go ahead and explain the math. We took the total budget that Dr. Butts sent us, and then we subtracted what it is that we already use for diesel, and we found that we were $26,000 under the budget. we found that diesel has kind of been used and worn out. It's not really, it doesn't have any subsidies. It doesn't have any government to support it. But we made a connection to what's going on in Nigeria, on how it is that the subsidies went off of the other fuel, which was gas, and the prices just went really high. And if we don't have any subsidies, then that's about as high as our price is going to get. But whenever the other fuels, you know, if they get worn out and their subsidies go away, their price will rise.
No spark plug and or distributors is advantage because you don't need as frequent tune-ups as possible.
They have, like, better.
Diesel must be on for 3 minutes, but no more than 3 minutes, or else it will go, and you'll have to get it fixed.
An advantage for diesel fuel is that it has stronger engines, meaning that it can pull heavier loads and last longer.
Diesel fuel has 25 to 40% better fuel mileage than just regular gasoline.
Diesel fuel is a little bit on the costly side because the engines and, you know, trucks or cars, whatever it is you want to buy, they do cost more. And its price is on the rise. It's going over the price of regular gasoline. Diesel engines are also slower than gas engines. Gas-powered engines can go a little faster. Diesel fuel is not the best essentially for the environment, but it has some pretty good mechanics and it's not that hard to make, and you know, we would be under the budget and it makes it up for the financial. And then it has its advantages as well as its disadvantages that we had just explained in the previous slide. And then we believe as a group, after doing all this research, that in our personal opinion, diesel fuel would be the best option for our school's money.
Thank you very much. I know that there are some questions that need to be asked, but we have some other presentations we need to get to, and we've spent plenty of time on diesel today. So we're going to have to give time to the other groups, and then if we have time, we'll come back to diesel.